think our group learned a lot about human rights. I don't think any of us really understood the severity of the issues here in Guatemala City. I think when we think of Guatemala, a lot of people might think tropical, fun, vacation spot, but when you come to Guatemala City, you see so many different levels of human rights. There's from poverty to social justice with the government system, and then also there's racism to the Mayans, and I think that's really interesting because they're all descendants from the same people, but at the same time there's a lot of hate still there, and no one works together. The people who live in the city don't interact with those who live in the country, and I think that makes it very difficult for the country to advance. And the poverty here in Guatemala City is devastating. There's shanty towns everywhere in each zone, even the richest zone, and I think it's really unfortunate that there's such a separation between the rich and the poor and that they don't mingle at all. I hope that in the future they can come together, and I hope that they can get some leadership, some strong leadership that's not corrupt. But until then, I think that we're going to be seeing a lot more issues here in Guatemala City, and when I compare that to the U.S., I think, how can I complain about my system and what's going on in my country when I come here and I see what's going on here? It really makes me appreciate what I have back in the States.
Guatemala has the second highest gap between the rich and the poor here. And they spend all their money on military, and they spend almost nothing on the schools and the hospitals. So in Zone 14, you have these elaborate hotels and restaurants. It looks like downtown Los Angeles or something. And then you get to Zone 3 or 5, I'm not sure which one it is, and there's people swimming through garbage and chemical waste rivers, and it's really unfortunate that they don't contribute anything to their schools and they spend it all on the military. The consensus here seems to be that the more money you have, the more rights you have as a human, and the things that we saw in the school were just like, I mean, in the United States, that school would be condemned. People wouldn't even be allowed in it. And here these kids are having class here every day, and they don't have a choice. They and they want to go there, and they're happy to be there. The teachers were great with the kids, but as far as their rights, they're low class, so there's nothing they can do about it.
I learned so much about human rights in Guatemala while I was there. One of the things that really touched my heart was seeing the garbage dumps, seeing people digging with their bare hands through garbage, trying to find something to eat, or things to bring back into their home to then sell and keep their families alive. Finding out that parents were forcing their children to go and work in these garbage dumps broke my heart. Just the idea of these children spending their childhood digging through garbage is insanely sad. There are people jumping into sewage lakes trying to find valuable things. The quality of life is terrible in the low class in Guatemala. Other things I noticed or heard about was a lot of gang violence. People aren't safe. At any point, gangs are just shooting people down for who knows why. And there's people in military outfits with huge guns standing everywhere down the side of the road. And I thought they were there for protection, but apparently they're insanely corrupt, and the people don't feel safe. They feel threatened by them. There's just so many different things. I mean, the poverty is so extreme in some areas of Guatemala. I don't know how it could be fixed, but it needs to be. The government needs to do something more, but they're probably not going to, which is really sad. But it felt great to go there and be able to leave something behind for them to help, because they definitely need it. It was definitely eye-opening and heartbreaking, but I definitely learned a lot. It was a great experience.
Miguel.
Guatemala es bonita, beautiful, y con los voluntarios es mucho mejor, muy bonita.
Sí.
You said something about Guatemala has very beautiful volunteers.